and welcome to another Topic with Two Hannah, episode 3. This episode, we're going to be talking about movies, mutants, and more. Mostly movies and mutants, specifically movies about mutants, because it's X-Men. Okay. Oh, yep, you heard the little audio there that was also cut with my intro music, but don't worry about that. Okay, hello, I am Hannah. Here with me is my lovely friend Amanda.
Hello, all.
And we have a very special guest joining us for the first time. It's my good friend Jade. Say hey, Jade.
Hi, guys.
Jade, is you can see, is the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah.
So, that mystery's solved. All right, X-Men. I think we should start out just by going around saying who our favorite X-Men is, because there are a lot of them. So, Amanda, how about you go first?
Elsa. From Frozen. That's why I'm wearing the Frozen shirt. She's a mutant all the way. It makes sense.
We're all How It Should Have Ended fans over here, too. So, that part was good. My favorite X-Men at the moment, just because of the movies, is Quicksilver. Because he's the fun one, I think. Stand-up guy. And Jade, how about you?
I would say probably Mystique, because I don't know, I felt like after Jennifer Lawrence played her in the last 2 movies, I really felt like there was more character build-up when she did that, and I really do like her.
Oh, cool. Yeah. All right. Do you wanna, Amanda, I notice I know you have some opinions on this, so.
I do not like Jennifer Lawrence
You don't? Okay.
at all. At all.
Was it because of her previous films, or just?
I did. I really loved the older Mystique from the older X-Men. That actress and the way the character was portrayed was really good to me. And then Jennifer Lawrence, just
Yeah, you were a fan of evil Mystique. I know, that's why.
Mystique is evil. That is her character. She's in it for herself.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally different from the last other films, but I don't know. I feel like I like her more.
Yeah, I think it depends on the way you view it, because I liked Mystique in First Class, when she was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But in the last couple of movies, I feel like everyone else likes her and wants to help her out, but she is nice to nobody. And I'm kind of wondering why does everyone like her when she doesn't like anyone else?
Yeah, everyone wants to help her.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh my god, now even in Apocalypse, it was a big oh, she's the hero, salvation or something. Mm-hmm. And she just keeps saying I'm not a hero, and I'm just yeah, no, she's not.
Yeah, you're not.
It's yeah, no, not really. But we'll see how that goes in future movies, because Jennifer Lawrence she has said she doesn't like playing Mystique, and I thought this was going to be her last movie.
Yeah.
But
I heard that too, yeah.
And as my brother said, he said, I hope she dies. But she didn't. Oh yeah, spoilers, I guess.
So. Yeah.
Who really thought she was going to die?
Kind of thought she did.
Really?
I was half. It was a 25, 75%. It was 25% she'll die, 75% she wouldn't, and she didn't. So,
yeah.
There we are. All right, let's shift gears a little bit, talking more about the movies themselves. So, which X-Men movie is your guys' favorite?
Ooh, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Do you know, Jade?
I'm thinking. I'd have to say First Class, maybe? Yeah, that one.
First Class was actually the first one I saw. I know, you saw all of them in the order they came out, Amanda. You saw the first 3, and then you saw Origins Wolverine, and then you saw First Class, and then the Wolverine, then you saw these last couple of Days of Future Past and Apocalypse. But no, yeah, First Class was the first one I saw, which is why the Wolverine cameo in that one, I only vaguely got how funny it was.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But First Class, in looking back on it, now that I've watched pretty much all of them. I watched the first two. I didn't watch Last Stand, but I've heard it's not very good.
Fine. Like, it's not amazing, but it's fine.
So I watched those first two. I don't know why, but I have X-Men Origins Wolverine on Blu-ray. Don't know where I got that, but have that. I saw the Wolverine, and that was, again, okay. And then I saw Days of Future Past and Apocalypse. But looking back on it, I liked First Class, and I think it was good in the sense that it seemed like it was going to be a reboot.
Yeah.
Because it takes place in the early 60s, and that would make Magneto and Professor X in the original trilogy, like, super old.
Super
like,
old.
Really old. Because if they're in their 30s in the 60s, that's going to be 40 years later, so that would mean they're in their 70s already, which is about right, I guess. About right. It's hard to tell, though, because Patrick Stewart looks exactly the same as he has for the past 30 years.
Yeah.
There's all that tea that he drinks.
Well, no, but it's weird because when he was 40, he looked like he does now. So he started off looking really old. But as he got older, it translated to him looking good for his age.
It worked out in his benefit. Like, I just always looked old.
Yep. All right. So have you seen Apocalypse yet, Amanda?
I have.
You have, because last time we met up, I didn't think you had still.
I thought we talked about it.
We talked about it, but that's because you don't mind spoilers, so you had like gone on.
No, I need to know like everything that happened.
Yep. All right. So Jade and I saw it together with other friends.
Yeah.
That was fun. What was your guys' favorite and least favorite parts of X-Men Apocalypse?
Okay, so least favorite is anything that has to do with Mystique.
And
I like
shot through the heart, and you're too late. You give love a bad name. I can't play copyrighted music, so that's what you lovely people get. Okay, keep going.
just as good. I liked the beginning because it was very interesting. I would have liked to have more of that to show like what was happening because it was kind of rushed almost. Like, okay, we need to get to the timeline that we're in rather than ancient Egypt, which is always interesting.
Ancient Egypt is interesting, that's true. How about you, Jade?
Sorry, the audio's like cutting off. I feel like my favorite part would probably be when, like, you know, that scene where like Quicksilver comes in and like I think the school's like on fire, exploding. That was pretty funny for me. I like that part. I'm not quite sure what my worst part of the movie is.
Yeah, Quicksilver part's my favorite part too.
It's a good.
Yeah.
I have full confession here. I have an itty bitty crush on Quicksilver.
Ooh.
Like, my brother and I were talking, and we were like, you know, which X-Men would you want to date? And he's not gay, but we both agreed Quicksilver. He's not gay or bisexual. So he's like, yeah, Quicksilver. And I'm like, why? And he said, well, everyone else is so moody. And he's just a stand-up guy.
Hey, at least he didn't die.
Yeah, at least, well, my brother and I were also talking of what if in the next movie, Quicksilver is like on his deathbed, and Magneto, and he hasn't told Magneto he's his son yet.
That would totally bother me.
And okay, we'll talk about that after this. And what if he says, and Magneto's just like, Quicksilver, it was an honor working with you as a teammate, and then Quicksilver's just like, thanks, Dad, and then he dies. The end. And then everyone else knows that Quicksilver was his son because, remember, Quicksilver told Mystique, and then Mystique just tells Storm, even though Storm was evil in Apocalypse literally like 2 minutes before.
Yeah, until she saw Mystique. Yeah. Like,
yeah. And then Storm's just all like, Mystique told me that he's your father, and I'm just wondering, wonder why she'd do that. But anyway, so everyone else would know that Quicksilver is Magneto's son, so then Magneto just looks at everyone and is like, he just said that he's his son, and everyone else is like, oh yeah, that's so shocking over there.
Everyone, I have a son!
Yes, okay, so Jade, what you were saying, you said it bothered you that he did not tell Magneto he was his son.
Yes, because that whole scene, I was just on my edge of the chair, and I was like, come on, he has to tell him. And then to the point when he's like, I forgot what he said exactly, but
It's like, I'm here for my family too. Yeah.
yeah, that part. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, and I just like leaned back in the chair. I'm like, yeah.
There was so much buildup, and you're just like, yes, finally. What?
Yeah, well, as soon as he hesitated even saying it, I knew he's not going to say it. Like, he was like, I'm here. Like, come on, tell him. But he's not going to tell him. I just know he won't. And then he's like, I'm here for my family too. I'm like, wimp. So he says, he's all like, maybe one day he'll tell him, but then Magneto leaves at the end, so don't know how that'll translate exactly.
Magneto's chilling with the Hulk. They're together.
Different studios.
It's fine.
Too much, not even that the studios can't get along, but it would be way too much paperwork, I think, is the main problem.
I feel like we overcomplicate things too. Like, to watch, it'd be too much. It'd be interesting, but there'd be too much.
Why'd you pick the Hulk for the one?
Because he flew off in the end of Age of Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
They both...
I totally forgot about that.
That's true. Oh, but we did see the Hulk in the newest, Thor was doing in Civil War.
Thor.
Yes, Team Thor. Did you see that yet, Jade?
Nope.
Oh!
The what Thor?
I know. This is like the same issue we had for like Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I have not seen Civil War yet, but
oh yeah, like you hadn't seen Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, I'm like hearing my playback as an echo, I think, over your feed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So you hadn't seen Guardians of the Galaxy yet, and I'm all talking about it, and you're just like, yep, and
I was just going with it because I didn't know what to say.
You had no idea what I was talking about.
And then like she was singing all the songs. I was like, no idea where it came from.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this part in the movie is so great, and then you're just like,
yeah, so awkward.
Oh,
man.
That was a good movie. Like, I've
Guardians of the Galaxy. I
so
honestly
many
felt a twinge of disappointment at the end.
Really?
Like, not even the mental, like, oh, I can identify this was wrong with it or that was wrong with it. Just at the end, I was like, I didn't get that euphoric feeling that I get from most other superhero movies.
I thought it was good because it didn't have to fit in the timeline. It could be its own movie.
Maybe that's why I didn't like it, was because it wasn't wrapped up in all the other characters and storylines that I really like. So maybe that's why I had a little bit of trouble. But I was Gamora for Halloween that year, so I liked it enough.
I liked you couldn't be like, well, where are the Avengers? Because the Avengers aren't there.
Space Avengers.
Yeah, well... But every other Marvel movie, like Civil War, you could just be like, well, why are they fighting like this? They're the Avengers. They're a team. Or The Dark World, why didn't he call the Avengers his team?
True. All right, let's transition back to the X-Men, because that's the title of this episode. But, oh, you know what? This is actually great. Let's talk about Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in the Avengers. Because, all right, Amanda told me this, and I later looked it up and found out it was true. I didn't know this before. Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played Quicksilver in Age of Ultron, he was originally signed on for a multi-movie deal with Marvel. So Quicksilver was not supposed to die in Age of Ultron originally. But then, I think, in Days of Future Past, everyone liked that Quicksilver, and so Marvel was just like, it'd probably be better if this one was just dead. So...
And also, like, the director in Age of Ultron promised he would kill someone off. He was like, I'm going to kill someone, because he wanted to kill Hawkeye. He really wanted to kill Hawkeye off.
Joss Whedon.
The studio said, no, you can't kill him. We need him. Well, then I'm going to kill Quicksilver. They actually filmed the ending with Quicksilver alive. He got a new suit and was part of the new Avengers.
Dang.
Just so no one would know that he was the one dying.
Oh, okay. Dang. Yeah. It's kind of harsh, but at the same time... I like the X-Men Quicksilver more.
I didn't mind him in Age of Ultron. Like, he was cool. He wasn't very Quicksilver-y. but like he was interesting.
Yeah. Well, because the original Quicksilver in the comics is actually a huge jerkwad.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting going into both the X-Men movie and the Avengers movie. Like he's gonna be like a mega jerk. He wasn't.
No, because I read on Wikipedia, one of the Quicksilver creators, he said of his character is like, so when you're like waiting at the post office and the lady in front is just taking way too long. That's how Quicksilver feels all the time. Everyone is taking way too long. So that's why the Quicksilver in the comics is a jerk. But the X-Men franchise decided to go with the route of, nah, he's like he's happy-go-lucky Flash kid. And then Marvel decided to go the route of, he's dead. So
that was so cruel.
So that's how it turned out. But I think it's kind of good in a way because we have a Scarlet Witch with the Avengers and we have a Quicksilver with the X-Men.
That's good. Yeah, I see that.
Because I was in a comic book store one time. I think this was a little bit before Days of Future Past came out or like just after Days of Future Past came out. And actually I wasn't in the comic book store. I was in the comic book section of Barnes & Noble, and there were these like three, I don't know, maybe college-age guys talking, and they were all like, yeah, so if Quicksilver, in Days of Future Past, if he's like a teenager in the 70s, how can he still be like a young adult in Age of Ultron? And I'm like, do you not know that they're different studios? In my head. Yeah, because there you go. You have confusion already. They think that it's the same guy, but it's totally not.
And clearly different actors.
Clearly different actors, clearly different movies.
Styles. Like, there's a lot of different stylizations between the characters.
At first, I thought the guys were joking, but then they were actually talking about it, and like, oh, if he's like maybe just 15 in the 70s, 40 years, I mean, he could still be in his 50s and still look pretty young. And I'm like, okay, they're not joking. It's the same guy.
It's pretty incredible.
Yep.
Poor guys.
Oh, man. All right, so we talked it up about Quicksilver. Let's talk it up more about Captain Apocalypse. They recast a lot of young versions of the X-Men from the original trilogy that they had.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually really excited about that.
Mm-hmm. My mom, who has been a fan of the X-Men since the 80s, she read the comics, read them all up when she was essentially my age. She said that this was the X-Men movie that she has been waiting for, Apocalypse, because she thought that Jean Grey was the Jean Grey that she read and that she wanted to be when she read the comics.
I thought she was annoying.
You thought that Jean Grey? Wow, you're just like all over the place. It's okay, that's good. Let's hear it.
She was like really annoying. I felt like the older Jean Grey wasn't quite as like, oh my god. She was very like, oh my god, over everything, and I just kind of
oh my god. My brother actually said kind of the opposite thing. He said he thought her acting was kind of wooden. Really.
I just feel like I don't remember her that much, but from what I remember, like a few scenes, she was okay.
Well, also keep in mind that Jean Grey is in her mid-30s and this one's a teenager.
Yeah. She has her life more together, I guess.
Yeah. But if we're talking about oh my god moments, I heard that the ball scene where Scott, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Nightcrawler, and Jubilee all go to the mall was actually supposed to be much longer, the sequence. The original cut of X-Men Apocalypse was 2 hours and 40 minutes, but the movie that came out was only like 2 hours.
Nobody wants to sit there that long.
Yeah.
2 hours is like, okay. Longer than 2 hours is like, oh, if I leave now, go to the bathroom, I missed it.
I just want to take a minute. Jade, do you have like your headphones plugged in?
Yeah, I do. Is that not okay? It's like the audio.
It's just like really... there's like playback still coming out. I don't know why.
There's what?
Weird echo.
Yeah, there's like an echo.
Yeah, let me try to take it. It's really helping. Hold on, play. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. Hold on, let me see if I hear an echo. Okay, I don't. Yep. Oh, it's better? It's good. All right. Sorry, everyone. Technical difficulties. All taken care of. We're good. Okay.
Sorry about that.
You know what? And to make it all up to you, lovely viewers, we're going to do something we've never done before, and it's something me and Jade do every morning, and we're going to read Dear Abby.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever read Dear Abby with you, Amanda. Have I?
No.
No. Okay, for those of you who don't know, because surprisingly a lot of people I know don't know this, but Dear Abby is an advice column from, well, it's a pseudonym, Abigail Van Buren, but people write in and they ask for advice from Abby, and she answers it, and it is a fun thing to do. I do it every morning. Read it. All right, so here we go. Man's nonstop work schedule leaves little time for wife. Dear Abby, I'm a stay-at-home mom who doesn't work. My husband wants me at home, and I'm okay with that, but the problem is he's now working 2 jobs, and I never see him. When he gets home, he's so exhausted he can't keep his eyes open. He sleeps only 4 hours a night. I'm afraid he will crash and burn from overwork and lack of sleep. I also miss him and want to be with him. With no time together, I feel like I'm losing him. How can I make this work? I don't want to put pressure on him or make him feel bad, but I need him. I told him I'd get a part-time job, but he said he works for the both of us, and that was the end of that conversation. I don't want to lose my marriage over this! Exclamation point. Do you have any advice that might help losing him in Tennessee? So, what do you guys think Abby should say?
I don't know. I guess talk to your husband more about getting a job and talk to him about your fears of the relationship going in the gutter because he's never there.
Yeah, what do you think, Jade?
I feel like they should like
Jade, you there? Yeah.
balance the work
Jade?
hours more. Can you hear me?
Did I?
Wait,
I don't think
can
I
you hear
did.
me? Okay, hold on, wait.
Oh, I did. Whoops! Sorry, Jade. Can I hear you now?
Can you hear me now?
Are you there?
Okay.
Okay, that was my bad. I muted my computer. Wow, this is the most professional episode we've done so far. I swear.
It's my fault.
Sorry, could you hear me when I read all that just now?
I heard you read your Abby.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I was saying, what do you think Abby should say about this poor lady?
Yeah, I just feel like they should balance the amount of work hours instead of the wages on him.
Yeah.
That with that, they have like more time for each other, I guess. I don't know.
All right, let's see what she said. Dear losing him, I don't blame you for being concerned. What your husband is doing isn't healthy for him, for you, or for your marriage. It's time to discuss this with him more fully than it appears you have been able to so far. He seems to be old-fashioned in his views about marriage. Generations ago, husbands were expected to be the sole provider, but economic reality has put an end to that. Today, both spouses work, primarily because they need to. It may take mediation along with some input from his doctor to make your husband face reality, but he needs to understand that you are worried sick about him, that you're not happy with things as they are, and that you are starting your job search.
Woohoo!
I was like semi-right.
Yes, well, you were both right. Okay, this second one, I read this morning. This second one's actually a little funny. So, widow's courtship inspires jealousy in her roommate. Dear Abby, I have been a widow for almost a year. I have met someone I really like, and we have started to date. My roommate, quote-unquote, Eva, they always do that, give a fake name, by the way. Eva encouraged me to meet this man, I'll call him Warren, and get to know him if it would make me happy. So I did. Warren and I have a lot in common. We can talk to each other for hours. Eva now tells me she doesn't like having Warren at the house because it, quote-unquote, reminds her of how alone and single she is. She says she doesn't want him here even if she isn't home.
Ooh.
This is causing problems because my work schedule makes it easier to have him over for coffee so we can talk before I leave for work, or on days off when she's at work and I'm at home. When I offer to set Eva up on dates, she refuses. She told me she hates men and all of them are nothing but liars and cheaters. Please help. I want to help my friend and also to have a good relationship with Warren. I feel happiest when we're together, but I don't want to lose my friend over this. Torn in two, out west. Dear Torn, because of Eva's aversion to men, continuing to try fixing her up isn't going to work. You didn't mention whose name is on the lease, but if it's Eva's and she's not comfortable with Warren coming to visit, consider moving to a place of your own or in with a roommate who's not jealous.
Sounds like Eva might be in love with her.
Oh, that's
Maybe like
That's true, because
she hates men and she seems jealous of the man.
I actually didn't think about that because
It's always possible.
I was really confused when Eva said like it reminds her of how alone and single she is, but then she hates men. That's true. So I think she loves one of them. She either loves Warren or the roommate.
I think it's me.
It's true. But then she's the one who encouraged the roommate to go after Warren.
Maybe she wanted to see, like, okay, does she really like guys, or do I have a chance? As always, testing the water before you jump in.
I see a potential Hallmark movie here.
It's a potential what, sorry?
Hallmark movie.
Oh, that's true. Hallmark. Everyone, like that one with the immortal dog? That was great. I didn't even watch that full one.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Okay, so Jade's family occasionally, like, I don't know anymore, but they used to make her watch Hallmark movies.
Sounds incredible.
Yeah. Is that about right?
That's right.
And one of them, I only saw like the first half hour of this one because I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
So in this one, it's a Christmas one because they usually are.
Yeah.
So these two kids, they had met when they were 8, and they became friends and spent like a summer together in like playing around in the woods. But they never learned each other's real names. They called each other Han and Leia. Like,
That's right. Yep.
but they never told each other their real names. So that, of course, when they meet as adults, they don't know it's the other person. Ho, ho, ho. Because they kept their names secret. But the boy, the kid, he had a dog when they were friends. And then they like reunite in the woods, but they don't know it's each other. Like, not in the woods, but like in that area. Because she came back to her parents' house and he's coming to buy the house because it reminds him of their time together, even though he doesn't know it's her. And so they come together and then like the dog is still there.
How old are they?
They're like in their 30s at this point. So it's like a 30-year-old dog.
I didn't even know dogs didn't live that long.
Well, they don't normally. I think that was like the longest living dog was 30 years old, and he died recently, I think.
Yeah.
Dogs normally only live like 12 to 15 years, sometimes less if they're a big dog.
Yeah.
Just checked on my dog, sorry. He's good. He's alive. So, all right, let's go back to what the title of the episode is.
Oh, yes, X-Men.
Yeah, X-Men, okay. So what X-Men powers would you guys most want to have? Like, if you could have any one character's powers, which would it be? And you can choose physical mutation if you want.
Mystique would be pretty cool.
Mystique is...
I was thinking of her, too.
Because you could just be who you want to be.
Yeah.
Be the best you possible.
That's true.
I could just be me, but with like 2 more inches, so I'm finally 6 foot. That would be great. Just the same life. I just like want to be able to change.
So,
and you never have to wear clothes because you can just make your clothes.
What I'm hearing here is you want to be 2 inches taller.
I do.
That's the main thing I'm hearing.
I'm not gonna lie, that's what I want.
All right.
But yeah, I'd choose Mystique.
Me, I'm gonna pick. Super speed's cool, but I'm gonna go with Jean Grey's powers because she can.
Phoenix powers or her mutant powers?
Is there like much of a difference? I mean, I know Phoenix is way more powerful, but
I mean, yeah. I'm pretty sure there's like a difference. I just don't know it off the top of my head. Because like the Phoenix is what makes her so powerful. I guess you could do both. Just be Jean Grey.
Yeah, I'll just be Jean Grey because I can like do the whole Phoenix thing. That's awesome. And then I can also read people's minds, have telekinesis. Telekinesis has always struck me as really cool. Moving things with your mind.
You just want to be a Jedi.
I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. Sorry. I know.
I always forget.
I've only ever seen The Force Awakens.
That was so funny. Like the main title comes on.
Amanda just winced in pain right now. It's like I said, I saw The Force Awakens. It's just like,
honestly, how is that even possible?
Well, when my brother and my dad were watching the original trilogy, I was really young, so to me it looked scary. I was like 5 or 6, so to me it looked like really scary. It's like, oh my gosh, what is that?
My
What's
favorite
going
movie is
on?
like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I know most people like get started even earlier in this star world we live in. But that was me, and then I never was interested in watching them, sorry.
Jade, you've seen them, right?
Jade.
What was that? I didn't hear anything. That feels like a bit choppy. I was just waiting. I think it's a wagon.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry, what was the question?
You've seen Star Wars.
Yes, I have. Sorry.
All of them, not just The Force Awakens.
That's right, yeah.
Thank God.
I know our friend Brooke, she was saying that she was gonna marathon Star Wars this weekend, and then I was like, yeah, I've only seen Force Awakens, and she's like, I know, you need to fix that.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just like, that's just not my thing. I'm more into the superheroes.
Are you gonna see Rogue One?
No.
Episode 8?
Probably not.
You're just gonna see The Force Awakens and that's it.
Well, I know I already saw The Force Awakens, but that's it.
Well, I'm glad you watched it, though.
Sorry, what?
I'm just saying I'm glad you watched at least one of them.
That's true. But I heard that Force Awakens was very similar to A New Hope.
It was. I mean, she's a girl.
Yeah.
And they're on Jakku instead of Tatooine again.
But it's a desert planet.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same. You could call that planet Tatooine and just... They could have been Tatooine again.
I liked that I saw The Force Awakens, though, because that made the SNL Adam Driver, Kylo Ren's undercover boss sketch even funnier.
I quote that.
That was a good one, yeah.
That was great. All right. So I'm going to try to think. All right. Oh, here we go. I'm going to try to think. And I just did. Yay.
Woo,
So now I know what else I wanted to talk about. So after Days of Future Past, we now have a reset timeline in the X-Men universe.
I don't know how to feel about that, though.
I'm confused.
Well, I personally don't mind because, again, I wasn't as connected to the original trilogy because I saw First Class first, and then I saw Origins Wolverine, then I saw The Wolverine, Days of Future Past, and then I didn't see the first two until after Days of Future Past.
Oh, so like they don't matter anymore.
Sorry. They weren't on my radar, so I don't mind them as much. But yeah, it's kind of confusing. I was explaining this to another friend of mine who she loves X-Men, but she did not understand the whole rebooting timeline. So I tried to explain it to her. So I'm like drawing a diagram. Like, okay, so First Class takes place in the 60s. This is a constant because this is before Logan went in time to change stuff. So this happened in both timelines. And so Days of Future Past is the point of divergence where now different stuff is happening, yada, yada, yada. It's confusing.
Yeah, I'm not even bothered by it, just confused. Like, I want to know what they chose to keep and what they didn't. 'Cause clearly they're going to pick some of those aspects so they don't have to, like, start completely from scratch. Because they didn't start completely from scratch.
Yeah.
So they're going to decide, like, this happened, this didn't happen. And, like, Jean didn't die. That already did not happen.
Yes. Storm is at the school. Rogue and Bobby are still together. By the way, I just want to say, in Days of Future Past, we see in the apocalyptic future that Bobby's dating Kitty Pryde. And I thought, like, oh my gosh, Bobby, you jerk. Because he dated Rogue in the original trilogy, but in Days of Future Past, she got, like, captured and put into the mutant prison camp. And so he's all like, okay, I'll date Kitty now.
Yeah.
Or, like, at the very least, they're all, like, holding hands and stuff. I think that's pretty lame.
I really like Iceman. He's one of my favorite mutants.
But do you think that was, like, you still think that was a little jerky? I think that was kind of jerky.
I think it was, yeah.
I didn't notice it when I first watched it until you pointed it out. I was like, oh, because I just forgot about Rogue, because she was kind of a jerk to him.
How so?
I don't know. I just felt like watching it as a kid, I thought she was kind of rude to him.
Really?
Yeah, because I liked him a lot. I don't mean Iceman.
I really don't understand what you're talking about though, because I don't remember her ever being mean to him in like the first two movies. Was she? in the third movie. In the third
Oh
movie,
yeah, like the third one, she goes and she's like, I don't want my powers anymore, and kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go get rid of them, and he's like, no, why would you do that? And she's like, just because I want to, and I'm really like, as if I remember the movie correctly, I feel like he was kind of upset by that because like we're both mutants, and she was like, I don't want to be a mutant. I thought she was a jerk as a child. I thought that was rude. I haven't seen the movies since I was a child, so my childhood mind thought she was rude to him. Also, she's just kind of rude. I mean, yes, she killed people when she touched them. That's a lot of stress, but like, I feel like in the cartoons and stuff, she's way like nicer and happier almost. And then in the movies, she was very like.
Well, it depends on which cartoon we're talking about. Yeah. There are a bunch of X-Men cartoons, like a bunch.
The really old.
Oh yeah, the old-timey 80s.
Where everyone's happy.
That's true. My brother was telling me.
Still a dick.
Oh yeah, my brother was telling me that there was an older X-Men comic, and so you know how in the first X-Men movie, Rogue asks Logan about his claws. Do they hurt when they come out? And he just says really grisly, like every time. You guys know that?
Oh yeah.
My brother told me, and then there's a comic in the 80s where he's using his claws to like cut a sandwich.
Gotta risk it.
So everything has to get like grittier in the live action.
But I also feel like they don't like keep that in live action because he just whips them out. If that hurt, would you just be like, claws time? I feel like you'd be more like, maybe claws, or I could just beat him up because I have a metal skeleton.
That's true. He does have a metal skeleton.
Does he need claws? I think your fists will suffice.
Yeah, because huge jacked man is already like
huge
and jacked.
Angel's the best mutant.
All right, you want to talk about Angel? Let's talk about. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Angel appeared in X-Men: The Last Stand very briefly. Then he appeared as a totally different character in X-Men Apocalypse, where he was evil. So
still cool.
All right, you talk about Angel because I think popular opinion is Angel's not that cool.
Okay, but he is so cool. I mean, he has wings. I actually don't know very much about Angel. I learned a little bit more. He was at one point in a love triangle with Jean Grey. Instead of the Wolverine, he was. So that's pretty interesting. Also, he becomes Apocalypse in the comics.
Dang.
So he's, a horseman, and then he becomes Apocalypse. And then he gets with this one chick, and then they have kids together, twins. And they're called the Children of Apocalypse, even though they're his kids. And they're like maniacs, basically.
I'm learning so much right now.
Same.
So much that I didn't even know.
He's so cool, and he has cool hair. That was my favorite part of Apocalypse. I was like, when does his hair change to the cool hair? And then it changed, and I was like, great, I don't need to see the rest of this movie. And then he just like disappeared. I was like, did he die?
No, he died. He died.
No.
The plane crashed, and you like see his dead body.
So nobody else died?
Yeah, no one else.
Did you see his dead body?
Yeah, you do.
Do you?
You do. In the right, Jade?
I don't remember.
I don't remember the dead body.
No,
either,
yeah.
so.
He's holding onto the jet and he crashes down, and that's like.
I remember the explode. I'm like, maybe he's not dead. And then
Apocalypse looks at his dead body and says useless, and that's one of the things that makes Storm say, like, wait, hold on, maybe this guy isn't as great as I thought he was.
I don't remember.
No, yeah, that's.
Why do they have to kill him? He's cool.
Well.
And Archangel is cool because basically he's invincible and he just can shoot metal things out of his wings.
Feathers.
They're not feathers. They're metal things.
Okay.
Yeah. They're like Falcon's things in the cartoons where he can like shoot stuff just out of his wings for no reason.
Oh yeah, that's true. And they're infinitely replenishable.
Yeah.
I feel like Angel, it makes more sense because that's like a biological thing, so maybe he can replenish them, but Falcon that doesn't make sense because that's just, you just have it. It's not growing out of you.
Just wings.
Tisk. All right, so do you guys want to talk about the upcoming X-Men movie? Because
what is it?
It's it's another Wolverine movie.
Oh yeah.
And so you guys remember the Wolverine cameo, of course, in X-Men Apocalypse? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like, I think, the bloodiest scene we have seen in the X-Men franchise. Because he's just like full on stabbing these. Well, I mean, not counting Deadpool, of course. Deadpool will always be the bloodiest.
Where does that fit into the timeline?
Deadpool is his own little world, just being Deadpool.
Are we going to see Megasonic Teenage Warheads in X-Men movies, or is she just in Deadpool movies?
I don't know. I think she might be in some X-Men movies if they ever catch up to the present, because as of yet, they're like in the 80s right now.
What is the other guy's name?
What other guy?
The metal guy.
Colossus.
Yes. I was gonna call him Titanium Man, but I knew that was wrong.
Bulletproof, nothing to lose. Come on, Jade, join in. Fire away, fire away. Ricochet, you take your aim. Fire away, fire away. Well, thanks, Jade.
Thanks for participating.
No problem.
Okay, so I have an untitled third Wolverine movie. This is from just Googling, so Wikipedia. An untitled third Wolverine movie is an upcoming American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character Wolverine. Release date is March 3rd, 2017. Whoa, that's actually much sooner than I thought it was going to be.
That's actually really soon.
Why have I heard like nothing about it?
They don't know what they're doing.
That's a little strange.
I feel like it won't come out that soon.
I don't know.
Like they say, this is the date, and then it comes to that date, and they're like, well, maybe not today.
Also, I don't know if this is like an actual official image that they have here, but it looks like Wolverine's flipping the bird because he only has one claw out. It is intended to be the sequel to 2009's X-Men Origins Wolverine and 2013's The Wolverine, and is the 10th installment in the X-Men film series. Ooh. Wait, I thought X-Men Origins Wolverine like didn't count anymore especially since the new Deadpool came out.
Like, that's not a real thing. Although I didn't hate that movie.
Origins Wolverine?
Origins, it wasn't terrible. I mean, it was pretty bad, but I didn't hate it. It was enjoyable. Like,
me neither, but I watched it before I got really into X-Men.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a reason. Jade, have you seen X-Men Origins Wolverine?
I don't think so. I think I saw. Yeah, I'm just gonna say no, just to be safe.
Okay, that's the one where it shows how Wolverine got his adamantium claws. No. No. Yes.
No, I probably no.
Oh, okay. Well,
I've seen that like 4 times now.
I'll be 1 second. You guys like talk this over because I thought like Origins was okay, but again, I haven't seen it.
It's not terrible. I didn't know that it was Deadpool in the movie because they had the Deadpool, but I didn't know that it was Deadpool. It was very confusing, especially when you're like, Deadpool, red costume, and then there's this guy who's shirtless with no mouth. Does that ring any bells?
I think so. Yeah, I'm looking up the pictures right now, and I think I've seen like parts of it. I didn't say for the whole thing.
Oh, you saw it in the theaters?
No, I saw it. We have it at home, but like, I just didn't watch the whole thing.
Just like a movie that everyone owns but no one watches.
Because again, I don't know how I got it. I have it on Blu-ray, and it's got like I don't know other stuff in it. And I don't know how I got that.
Yeah, watching it, I didn't realize that was Deadpool.
Yeah. Well, my brother, he was way into the comic book lore more than I am, so he looks all this stuff up and sees the backgrounds and things. And he told me, yeah, that's supposed to be Deadpool, but it's not at all what Deadpool's supposed to be like.
Yeah, I didn't get it until like the Deadpool, and it's like, what? That guy doesn't have a mouth. He can't be the merc with a mouth without a mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense.
All right, just looking at the cast list on Wikipedia right now, Stephen Merchant is going to be in the new Wolverine movie.
Who is that?
Stephen Merchant. He's going to be in the new Wolverine movie. For those of you who don't know, Stephen Merchant works really closely with Ricky Gervais. He worked on the UK version of The Office. He was the one who originated like the idea for Lip Sync Battle, the show. And he was on the first episode of Lip Sync Battle. That really skinny, tall British guy, that's him. So I don't know what he's gonna be in it. But I'm gonna click his name so that Amanda can see his face. That's Stephen Merchant.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Name doesn't ring a bell. Face does.
Mm-hmm. Jay, do you know who we're talking about at all?
No, wait, what was some other movies that guy was in?
He actually, he hasn't been in a lot of movies. He's actually in an upcoming movie with Anna Kendrick.
Oh.
Yeah, called, it's like, it has something to do with being the reject table at a wedding.
Oh,
Get what it's called.
Yeah, I think I know.
Oh, yeah. That one is.
It's called, let me
Table
see.
19.
Oh yeah, Table 19. There we go. So, did not know he was going to be in it, but apparently he is. So is Elizabeth Rodriguez. She was in, like, I think all the Fast and Furious movies. I haven't actually seen any of the Fast and Furious movies, though.
I've seen about just all of them, except for the last two, because nobody would watch them with me, so I didn't get to see them.
Aw. So, by November 2013, 20th Century Fox had begun negotiations for another solo film starring Wolverine. James Mangold is in negotiations to write the treatment for the film, with Lauren Schuler Donner returning to produce. Mangold has said the sequel will be inspired by other Wolverine stories from the comic books, and it will be made after X-Men Apocalypse. Hugh Jackman is going to be Wolverine, of course, and David James Kelly was hired to write the script for the film. Patrick Stewart will also be in it as Professor X. So this will be the first time we're seeing him as Professor X since Days of Future Past.
I miss him.
Oh, so I think conversation was inevitably going to come to this. Do you guys prefer Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy, Magneto, and Professor X, or Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, Magneto, Professor X?
I don't know, because I kind of like them both equally. I feel like the dynamics of the younger ones they work very well. Like First Class, that was my favorite part, was the way that they interacted with each other, and that worked really well, and it's kind of continued through the next movies. They still have like a connection and like long stares at each other and scenes that are a little questionable, but good.
A little gay.
Yeah. All fun. And I feel like with the older ones, they didn't interact enough almost. But I mean, they didn't come into contact with each other as much.
True.
Other than playing chess.
That's true. How about you, Jade?
I don't know. I like Michael Fassbender's. I'd say a little bit more, but I don't know. I do like them both.
You were Magneto for Halloween one time, right?
That was right, yeah.
Ooh.
She made herself this awesome helmet. It was great.
That's really cool.
Thanks.
Yep. My mom has said that she does not like that the newer X-Men movies are treating Magneto more as like a hero / anti-hero instead of a
more
villain.
Anti-hero than
She says like, just because Michael Fassbender is like a cutie doesn't mean that Magneto shouldn't be a villain anymore.
I feel like they
I have noticed that.
Because he was set up, he looked like he was set up to be the villain at the end of X-Men First Class.
but then people liked him too much. Like Loki he's not that evil.
Yeah, well, Loki's actually pretty evil. People just don't acknowledge it.
I feel like he
gouged
evil.
a guy's eyeball out into the Avengers. He killed 80 people in 2 days.
Wait, isn't the Avengers he's controlled by the stick thing?
Uh,
So if that's correct, then he's not as evil by himself, but with the mind control
okay, then if we're
gem-
going that in Thor, he almost killed an entire planet.
Yeah, but he's jealousy. Still, he's not as evil as Loki.
Okay.
Not as evil, not as creepy, not as just weird.
Oh yeah, if we're talking about Loki right now, I don't know. Do we want to switch the conversation to Hiddle Swift just for two minutes?
Talk about that.
You want to? Because I know we were like texting about that. I was at Target, saw a People magazine cover, and it said it's over, and I'm like, well, yeah,
Bound to happen.
mhm.
It's funny because my sister found out the other day, and she was like, "What?" Because he's such a gentleman. Like he wouldn't break up with her.
I heard she broke up with him.
She definitely broke up with him. They weren't together very long.
Yeah.
My little brother, he went, wow, I'm starting to see like a pattern. She keeps dating these guys that everyone knows and then breaking up with them. And he really likes Taylor Swift. Like, he likes her music and he thinks that she's like a nice girl. And then he was like, that's really weird. I'm kind of on Tom's side. Like, something happened.
Well, yeah, like she's done this like tons of times before. I mean, it's almost like just a common opinion, like, oh yeah, Taylor Swift, girl, many boyfriends, ha ha ha. But I thought this one was a little different for me personally because Tom Hiddleston is a guy who's more in the public consciousness than a lot of the other celebrities she's dated, I think. You know, he's not just a musician.
Yeah.
He's like actor in a lot of movies. A lot of people know him.
Yeah.
My brother said her next album is going to be called like Loki. Because she can.
Low key, Lowkey. That would be harsh, though.
Yeah, it would. But, like, that's what she's known for. Gotta stay relevant.
Yeah.
She has said, actually, that her number one inspiration is her ex-boyfriends.
Yes, and that's what people are like, oh, she just dates guys to write songs.
That seems a bit harsh.
I know. Like, I want to believe that she doesn't just date guys to write songs. Like, find different people to write about. It'd be an interesting, like a super villain plot. Like, find all these different guys just to figure out their personalities and then dump them.
That would be harsh, but not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The realm of possibility is a crazy place. Well, okay. And you know what? This is actually perfect. We can transition back to the title of the episode because it was rumored that Taylor Swift was going to be like Dazzler in a cameo of X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
Dazzler is a mutant whose power is good singing, I think.
Yeah, it's something like, and, you know, just dazzling.
Let's look this up, actually. Dazzler, X-Men.
She's cool looking.
She is. I remember it was like it was an April Fool's joke a few years ago that Lady Gaga was going to be playing her.
Yeah, she has the like light things.
Dazzler is a fictional superheroine appearing in American comic books by Marvel Comics, usually associated with the X-Men, a mutant with the ability to convert sound vibrations into light and energy beams. Dazzler was originally developed as a cross-promotional multimedia creation between Casablanca Records and Marvel Comics, until the tie-ins were dropped in 1980. The character was created by a committee of Marvel staff.
Her powers would actually be useful, though. Like, just to turn really loud noises into blinding lights would be interesting.
But it just sounds like Jubilee with an extra step in it.
Yeah, that's what she is. She's Jubilee, but not Jubilee.
Yeah, it's like Jubilee can just make the light beams, but Dazzler needs the sound and then creates the light beams.
Yep. I feel like they just ran out of ideas, so they're like, this character and this new character.
Despite the fact that Dazzler was originally commissioned as a disco singer, the character shifted to other musical genres, including rock and adult contemporary. She starred in a self-titled solo series in the early 1980s, which lasted 42 issues.
Wow.
A Marvel graphic novel titled Dazzler, the Movie, a 4-issue limited series co-starring the Beast titled Beauty and the Beast, and later joined the cast of the X-Men. She was briefly a member of the spin-off group Excalibur, but has since rejoined the X-Men.
Excalibur.
She is pretty cool, though.
Yeah, she's interesting, but I feel like they should do something with Jubilee.
Okay, yeah, Jubilee. So let's talk a little bit about Jubilee. Jubilee in the movie is played by Lena. I don't know if it's Lena or Lana, but Lena Condor. She is quite young, just turned 19.
Wow, she actually looks like she's 16.
Yes, that is true. Let me look her up just to make sure I'm giving accurate information here. Yep, she just turned 19. And X-Men Apocalypse was her first acting job ever.
But she barely even said anything.
Did she say anything?
I don't even think she did.
No, she says to Nightcrawler, "This is Scott, he's new too." And then she says a line later about which one is it? Empire Strikes Back being the best Star Wars movie.
2 lines.
Well, like I said, the mall scene was originally going to be longer, so I think that was where we were going to see the bulk of her.
Oh.
But then, when it came out 2 hours and 40 minutes, and they're like, you got to cut stuff down.
Them walking around a mall isn't really that entertaining.
Yeah, unfortunately. But, so one of my favorite things about Jubilee, and this is going to sound funny, but this is one of my favorite things about her, is that canonically, she has dyscalculia, which is like dyslexia, but with numbers. So she is canonically an Asian who's bad at math.
It's pretty interesting.
That's my favorite thing. Well, one of my favorite things about her. We need to stop these stereotypes that Asians are all super smart. And it's very flattering, but it's not true. So there you go. All right. So, yep. This Jubilee, I kind of knew immediately that Jubilee wasn't going to be like in the fighting because she wasn't in any of the promotional stuff as like a fighter.
But also, a lot of people just think her powers are nonsense. So, like, convincing people that she's a cool character would almost be hard, even though she is a cool character. To convince the majority of people who are like, oh, her power is light? What is she going to do with that? I tried to explain her powers to someone, and they're like, I don't get it. It's just light. Like, it's not just light.
What do you think, Jade?
What do I think about what? Sorry.
Well, what do you think about Jubilee's powers?
I don't really know much about what she does exactly. Let me look it up just to be clear.
Let me take a look here. Okay. Looking.
It also depends on which Jubilee from which comic series.
That's true. Because, here we go. Oh, right. Because Jubilee did turn into a vampire in the comics for a little while.
What?
Yeah, that happened. She turned into a actually pretty recently, like a couple years ago, she turned into a vampire. Went through some emotional stuff about it, but then was like, okay. All right, here we go. Former mutant powers. Jubilee had the mutant power to generate bright bursts of multicolored energy plasmoids from her hands. She referred to these globules as fireworks.
So if they're like fireworks, she gets to shoot fireworks at people's faces.
The globules obeyed her mental control, traveling where she directed them, arranging themselves into balls, streamers, and other shapes, and exploding when she wished. The strength of the energy varied in degrees of power and intensity and could range from a multitude of colorful sparkles capable of temporarily blinding a person to a powerful detonation capable of smashing objects and destroying property, or a precision burst inside a human brain, simulating the effects of a massive stroke. So Jubilee had the power to give people strokes.
It's hardcore.
That sounds intense, and I don't know why that was not like portrayed in the film.
Did she like give someone a stroke in the mall?
Yeah. How dare you insult me?
Jubilee could absorb the fireworks back into her own body without harm. While training in Generation X, Emma Frost described Jubilee as having the untapped ability to detonate matter at a subatomic level, which in theory is the equivalent of a nuclear fusion bomb. Her moral stance on taking a life was observed by Emma during the Phalanx Covenant, when Jubilee explained her fear of killing someone should her powers ever flare up again, as they did during the Acts of Vengeance storyline. She destroyed Mandarin's mansion in a massive explosion out of grief after believing that Wolverine had been killed. Emma stated that Jubilee had unlimited potential and was one of the most powerful mutants she had ever encountered. Jubilee's Age of Apocalypse alternate had minimal qualms in regards to using her powers and made liberal use of her full ability. So that's just another version of Jubilee, but there are tons of versions of every character, so let's not look at that. In her early appearances, Jubilee also displayed an apparent immunity to telepathy, but this was soon abandoned by writers. That would make her too overpowered.
Like, really?
Vampire abilities. Here we go. Jubilee has since gained the powers of a vampire from her transformation by the bite of Zaras, son of Dracula. Her powers include superhuman strength and speed and the ability to turn into vapor.
That's useful.
It is possible that she can heal much faster than a human. As a vampire, she now possesses all of the weaknesses of a vampire. She must sustain herself on blood and avoid direct sunlight, garlic, silver, and religious symbols. Oh, I guess that means she can't hang out with Nightcrawler anymore. He's always got his rosary.
Wait, how did she become a vampire, though? Like, what led to that?
She got bitten by Zarus, son of Dracula.
Just stumbled upon that, or like.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That sounds kind of random.
Well, most stuff is random.
You run out of ideas, you just turn them into a.
She also has no reflection. I remember I read an X-23 comic that Jubilee was in, and this was after she had turned into a vampire, and she has no reflection. She was all like bummed out about it. So she has a lot of powers, even vampire-ness aside. She can do a lot of cool stuff.
A lot of damage.
Yeah.
To property.
Apparently, in the mall scene, we actually were supposed to see a demonstration of her powers. So that's why I'm really excited for when X-Men Apocalypse comes out on DVD, which I think is in 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it comes out on DVD really soon. Let me just double check that. And I really do want to see all the deleted scenes.
Yeah.
I think those are always the most interesting. Yes, release date October 4th.
Woohoo! I'm excited for Civil War to come out.
Civil War, yeah, that's cool too.
Oh, that's on iTunes, I think now.
Really? Civil War?
I don't know.
Yeah, because it comes out soon.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if
I don't know if
I should buy.
What? Oh, you go ahead.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if I was gonna buy it or rent it or something. Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. Civil War is one where I don't know if I would really gain a lot from watching it again.
Oh really?
Yeah, I know. It's just shocking, but
very shocking.
I would watch parts of it again. I would watch Spider-Man again. I would watch Scarlet Witch Vision parts because they're cute. Let's be honest. But in terms of the whole movie, I don't think it could, because looking back on it, the whole movie's very, and I know this sounds funny, but it's very plot-oriented. Even more so, I think, than a lot of other.
It's not a lot of Captain America for a Captain America movie.
Well, I don't think it ever really was a Captain America movie.
It's just Captain America in the title.
Yeah, it's just it was only Captain America in name. It was.
Yeah, it was an Iron Man movie above anything else. He got a whole character arc.
I think it was just a Civil War movie. You know?
Not that much. Iron Man. He's the beginning, he got all this, the kid telling him, oh, my kid is dead, and it's all your fault, and him being sad about that, and realizing, oh, superheroes should do this, and then realizing he was wrong, and then realizing he was wrong, and then he was realizing that he was wrong. Just wrong a lot.
You know, maybe this is why I liked, not necessarily that it was a better movie, but I liked watching Apocalypse more, because it's this blue guy wants to take over the world, we gotta just defeat him. And Civil War, it's all this is the Sokovia Accords, a 200-page document, the UN meeting takes place in 2 days, come to a consensus about this. Oh gosh, too much government stuff.
I didn't even provide a lawyer who could be okay, this is what's in the document. Instead it's just read it.
That's true. It was a 200-page document, and then he's yeah, the meeting's in 2 days, so here you go, read it all, and talk it over, and then come over and sign it.
And he only gave one copy, so Captain America got that copy to read, and everyone else has to rely on him.
Or look over his shoulder really randomly.
What if he could read really fast?
I don't know about that.
We don't know. It's not something that they would tell us ever, because it's not useful information.
Nope. In the meantime, you got Spider-Man being a 15-year-old kid in high school.
Oh no, I killed a kid. Let me enlist a kid to help me.
That is true, isn't it?
Yep.
Tony's all oh man, I killed innocent people, put them in the line of fire, shows up to this innocent person's doorstep hey, come help me fight this civil war.
Yeah, come help me fight my friends.
A+ parental figure there, Tony.
Yep.
Wonderful. All right. Well, if we're talking, so transitioning from Spider-Man, because Sony still owns Spider-Man. It was just kind of weird because it was they were lending him to Marvel.
I think it was that they knew they could get more money from that because their Spider-Man movies aren't doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Not anyone was overly excited to get a new one, but now we are. Everyone was oh my god, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, because apparently it's rather John Hughesy, in the same vein of The Breakfast Club, 16 Candles kind of thing. But I think, as much as a lot of people would like an X-Men Avengers movie crossover, just think of all the characters you have. just in Avengers and just in X-Men.
Honestly,
Avengers, that's already like 10 main characters. And then
it's just too many already.
X-Men, there's already like another 10 main characters.
And whatever mutant they decide to throw in there.
Yeah, if you crossed it over, it'd just be like, no, too much.
I just want to see Deadpool like go into every universe. That's it. Just him go chill with the X-Men and the Avengers and just like randomly talk to us. That would be fun.
It'd be nice. Wait, Jade, I don't know. Did you see Deadpool?
I did not, so I don't have much to add to
Oh, okay. That's okay. You know, it's like
no, you guys can talk about Deadpool. I don't mind because I don't think I plan to watch it, but
yeah, it's a little not safe for kids. NSFK.
yeah.
Not safe for kids. Which is surprising because the theater that I went to see it, there was like a 4-year-old boy in the audience.
Oh,
Oh, that's nice.
Great.
great parenting.
Yeah, because Deadpool, it has in no particular order a bunch of gore, full frontal nudity, a year-long canoodling montage. Those are Cinema Wins words, by the way. I won't take them without giving credit, but that was that. But Deadpool, I liked that it was a definitively Deadpool movie and it wasn't tied to the other X-Men movies. I mean, you know, you have Negasonic Teenage Warhead in it and Colossus. And Deadpool makes a jab about, like, which Professor McAvoy or Stewart timelines are too confusing.
Yeah.
But I like that it was its own thing and that it wasn't tied to the rest of the universe in that way.
Which is funny because you like that it's not tied and you didn't like that Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't tied.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. I don't know, just the way it turned out. Well, I've read the Deadpool comics, so I think I got more invested in his character.
You just like him better than you like, Star-Lord.
Well, Star-Lord didn't exist before the movie, really.
Well, he didn't exist for long. The comic series is relatively new. They had an old Guardians of the Galaxy from a while ago. They're called the old Guardians of the Galaxy mostly. Completely different setup of team, which is interesting. They had like older characters, and then I think it was, I want to say 2014, but don't quote me. And they were like, oh, let's do this again and see how it goes. And it did pretty well.
Yeah, they did. Well, they put Star-Lord in the comics after the movie.
And Star-Lord, well, I don't know if there was someone who was Star-Lord, and he had a completely different costume.
Yeah, he was like
redid his costume after the movie to give him the cooler costume.
Well, the movie Star-Lord was a mixture of a couple characters, one of which was called Star-Lord. So
they had a Star-Lord that they just decided, we're going to make him fun. Because he wore, like, the Nova Corps outfit. That's what he wore.
All right, so how do you guys feel about the whole decade hopping that the X-Men movies have been doing? Because X-Men First Class takes place in 1962, I believe it is. And then Days of Future Past takes place in the 70s. And then this last one took place 10 years later in the 80s. I just don't know about hopping across the decades and using the same actors, how well that works.
Yeah.
Personally.
I don't like it too much because I still feel like it could become confusing.
Yep, story is set primarily in 1962, so that's X-Men First Class. X-Men Days of Future Past takes place in 1973, I believe. Let me just check again. Yep, 1973. And then Apocalypse takes place 10 years later in 1983. So, and all these guys look pretty much the same. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. The only one I can believe is like 20 years older is Michael Fassbender, and that's only because he's got a face that's anywhere between like 28 and 50.
He could not be 50.
I could like if someone went up to me and said, "Yeah, this guy's 50," I'd believe it.
I would not.
I'd believe it. I would say, "Wow, he looks really good for 50," but I would believe it.
I could go and see it.
Well, how old do you think he is, Jade?
I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. You can just tell me any age and I'd believe it.
Okay, what if I told you he was 45?
Yeah.
I believe he's like 34.
All right,
Or a
so
little bit older than 34.
okay.
But not 45. Oh, no, wait, he's almost 40, isn't he?
Well,
I thought he was pretty old. And I couldn't believe it. I think he is like 40.
he's 39.
Okay. Yeah, see, 39 is a believable age. 45 is not, because I feel like he'd start losing hair.
So, okay, well, look at this picture here. Do you believe 45?
He has too much hair.
Really? I always think you get more. Like,
Because of his
well, he's got the
hairline
beard.
is very, like, back. I feel like he would lose some hair if he got to, like, 45.
Like poor Professor X, who lost all his hair in X-Men Apocalypse.
Yep.
The main thing. I wonder why they felt the need to do that.
I think it was because everyone wanted, like, what will he look like bald? And they're like, we'll show you. Why did we do this?
Yeah, because now he's not going to have hair anymore.
That's such a random way. And I feel like he would mention that. So I lost all my hair while fighting a villain. Instead it's like, nope, I'm not going to talk about it.
Like, and that's the story of how I lost my hair.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so Michael Fassbender is 39, which, fun fact, Evan Peters, who plays Quicksilver, who's supposed to be his son, is 29, so he's just only 10 years younger than him.
Wow.
Again, this is why the whole decade jumping, I don't think, works very well.
Yeah, because Evan Peters just looks exactly the same.
Yes. From Days of Future Past, he was supposed to be like a teenager. Now he's like almost 30. In Apocalypse, he looks exactly the same.
Which, in Days of Future Past, doesn't Wolverine say something like, oh, I know a guy that we could get. How does he know Quicksilver?
Well, now we'll never know because the timeline's been reset. That's another thing I wanted to know. I wanted to know how Wolverine knew Quicksilver.
And would they get an older actor to play Quicksilver, or would they just be like, Evan Peters never ages?
Yeah, well, it's the same thing as to why they like have kept Loki alive this long. It's like everyone likes him too much.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you can't. I think probably the same reason why Jennifer Lawrence keeps coming back is a lot of people like Jennifer Lawrence. So it's like, no, she's still here.
I feel like not a lot of people like her as Mystique because she doesn't seem to care for it.
That's true.
But yet, it's good money. It's
Yeah.
a superhero movie.
All right. Well, I need to step away for a second to get the lovely thing that charges my laptop. So, discuss the decade hopping.
So, what do you think about it?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I am confused. I just feel like it's a lot of work for me to like hop back and forth like that. But I don't know. I mean, if they can just like make it work, I guess I don't really mind being confused about that.
I mean, we'll see if they can make it work, right? We have more.
Yeah.
But it's still, if you like really liked the older movies and then those just didn't happen anymore. So it's too much work to try and figure out.
Yeah.
And they didn't just tell you. They're just like, well, nothing happened anymore, so we'll see.
Yeah. Wait, so the new movie that's supposed to come out, is it focusing more on Wolverine? Is that what I hear?
Yeah, the Wolverine movie.
Okay.
Is Wolverine 3 or something?
What was that?
Like Wolverine 3 or something.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. To my best knowledge, there's only one released photo of that new movie, and it has Wolverine looking really old, which is why a lot of people think it's Old Man Logan. Yes. I'm only vaguely aware of what Old Man Logan's about.
Same. But I like it.
I don't know if I would see this one. I maybe would.
Oh yeah, that.
Only because it might have information for the other X-Men movies. But that's like kind of the only reason. Similar to pretty much the only reason why I would see Doctor Strange. But yeah. Yeah, I saw a set photo. I think it was an Entertainment, and it had a very old looking Wolverine in it. I don't know what it's about. Not super interested in it. What do you guys think?
I'm interested because it's going to be an R rating, is that's what they're shooting for, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, I think after Deadpool, and they're like, wait,
yeah.
R-rated superhero movies can like bring in bucks.
But also, like Hugh Jackman said, he didn't want to do another solo Wolverine movie unless the script was really well, because the others haven't done very well.
True.
And he thinks he's getting too old for the role. So maybe that's why they're going to be like, okay, you can just be old.
Oh, that's true. Well, he's been Wolverine for 16 years.
But who else would be Wolverine?
That's true.
No one.
Yep, so if that's the last movie he's going to be in as Wolverine, then I guess the other X-Men movies are just going to focus on the X-Men besides Wolverine.
The X-Men. The X-Men.
The actual, because, you know, the first 3 X-Men movies were Wolverine movies, really.
Because he's the most like. I mean, who do you want to watch? Patrick Stewart in a wheelchair or Wolverine?
That's another big problem that my mother had with the original movies, was because in the comics, Jean Grey and Cyclops are the main characters, and Wolverine is just a side character, and you hardly ever even really see him. And so it really bothered her when all the focus was on Wolverine and him getting together with Jean. He was just like, what? What? That's not right. No.
Well, Wolverine was a very popular comic book character because you didn't pay attention on him. Like, his backstory was completely unknown. It was like, he's a cool character with a metal skeleton that there. What is he? Where'd he come from?
Yeah, he's mysterious. But I think that's a case of less is more.
Yeah.
And the more you see them, the more tired you get of them. Like I think that's a similar thing's happening to Iron Man in the Marvel movies. It's like there's a lot of Iron Man just kind of everywhere. Well, I think we're going to wrap up this talk soon. Any last thoughts we want to get in on X-Men movies?
Oh, just Angel shouldn't have died. That's it. That's my only thought on X-Men ever.
All right. Jade, how about you?
I'm good.
Well, that's that. Me, I'm going to be waiting for Quicksilver to tell Magneto, hey, you're my dad.
Everyone's waiting.
That's what I'm waiting for. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to my lovely friends for being here. You guys can sign off however you want.
Bye.
All right, bye.
All right. Thank you all. Goodbye.